Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to our channel. How's everyone doing tonight? I greet you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for stopping by. Give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. So, today we are here to talk about a very, very important matter. And it's basically something that is important to talk about because we need to remind ourselves from time to time these things about marriage. Yes. And I usually like to use human stories to do examples because when you see people and you see the actions that they take, the moves that they make, it makes it more relatable. So, welcome everybody. Please give us a thumbs up as you come in. I'm going to be really quick today because I'm a little bit under the weather, as you can hear from my voice. So, I'll try and just summarize this in half an hour and take some calls in half an hour, and we call it a day for just do 1 hour altogether. Thank you, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Uzo, you're keeping your eyes on the number. Yeah, we thank God. So we're talking about parenting, or how you treat house spouse, treat one another. That's what we're talking about today. And there was a guy who he said he worked in a male ward, and he was the one that started this conversation, as a matter of fact. Okay, because I was rushing now, I didn't upload those slides. I'm going to read them out to you anyway. I've got them on my phone. He said he's worked in a male ward for, I think it was very interesting that it was a man that started this conversation. Really, really interesting, because if it was a woman now, uh, the reaction would be different. Yes, the reaction would be different. But because he's a man, yeah, I think when a man speaks, more fellow men tend to listen more. They listen more when a man speaks. So when he's speaking to fellow men, saying this thing, no, it's not a joke. So the man said that he's worked in a male ward for 2 years. Yeah, I want to read the slides out to you guys so we can get a full picture of what is being discussed on this matter. And he said that in the 2 years that he's worked in that ward, what his eyes are seeing is what he was advising men about. Was basically saying to men that please, 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 when you are strong and you are well and you're married, please make sure you are taking care of your family. Yeah. He was basically referring to men looking after their wives. But I think children too is implied, because he was saying that in all the years that he's worked in the ward, that he's seen the way some men were treated while they were ill, or when they are old and feeble, like weak. Because we all get old, right? Everybody gets old, but because in most cases in our culture, men tend to marry much younger women. So it just follows that now you go old, now you go quick old. And with old age, may God give us strength. Some people are old and they are very, very strong. Some people are old and they have one or two issues, mobility issues, health challenges, and a whole lot of things that happen at old age. As you are aging, you know that the human body is never the same, it changes. Yes, I found it. I found it. He's a Muslim man. His name is Abdullahi. Abdullahi. Okay, let me share that. So we start quickly because of time. Oh, thank you very much. Somebody gave me a super chat. D. Oh, you're always looking after me. Thank you so much, D, for that. I do appreciate. God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so this is it. This is what the man said. Alhaji Abdullahi said, "Dear men," and you see the exclamation, three exclamations. He said, "After almost 2 years of working in as a nurse in a male ward, I can tell you two things I've observed. One, as a married man, the only person who is going to be by your bedside when you are sick is your wife. I repeat, your wife. On rare occasions, your kids will be there. But for a while, though, only your wife can leave whatever she's doing to be with you. Your siblings may come and go, your friends may visit, but she is the only one who will wholeheartedly stay with you throughout your deal. That's your wife, right? Number two, she's the Mr. Alhaji Abdullahi said, the way you treated your wife when you were healthy always shows in the way she will treat you when you are sick. I repeat, he said the way you treated your wife when you were healthy always shows in the way she will treat you when you are sick. I've seen this pattern play out daily. You see, those wives who were being treated well, doing everything they can to make their husbands get well. So they look after their husbands. They take care of them. They love them. They care for them. They support them. They are there making sure that they are taking their medication and the nurses are treating them well. The doctors are treating them well. They are not being neglected when they need it. Because remember, when somebody is ill, they tend to be more vulnerable. Okay? And he went on to say, they disturb the healthcare practitioners, they will cry, they will rake, they go above and beyond to make their husbands get better. So it's like, you better not try any nonsense with my husband. He's my husband and I need him alive because this is not what we promised one another. We said we're going to grow old together. So you better make sure you are doing your job, right? And he went on to say, well, the reverse is the case with the women who suffered from DV. Hmm? Her laissez faire attitude will be top notch. That's a French word. You will sleep and wake up in your potopoto. Like you will sleep and wake up in your poo poo, and you will starve. She's just there for staying stake. Some will leave you in the hospital for like 2 or 3 days before returning from wherever they went to unwind. You will report to your people, you yell on the phone, and still nothing will happen. Remember, he's talking from experience, having worked in a male ward for 2 years. Then he went on to say, one told her in-laws to come and one of the women told her in-laws, "Hey, come and remove my hands and place it on my husband's buttock so I can be cleaning his behind." Hmm? He said, you will do nothing, your family will do nothing, you will be helpless. Hmm. May we not be helpless on the day that we need help, like Barry Ledua. But it is what we sow in this life that we will surely reap. Me, I know that. It's the law of karma, it's the law of nature, it's the law of life, whether you like it or not. I know you must be thinking that you can do revenge if she's the one, uh, if she's the one on sick bed, but no, you can't. Why? Because you won't be the one taking care of her during her time in the hospital. You can't even bring yourself to sleep in the hospital. You employ the services of other people to do the job for you. Her people too will be there for her. Your children will be hovering around her. You think I'm lying? Try walking into a hospital, compare the male wards to the female wards. You will have a clear understanding of what I'm talking about. Whenever I hear men brag about cheating and supremacy, I laugh. Ekene, Ekene just got blocked just now because he's chatting rubbish already. And I wasn't willing to put up with his BS today. This is to you, Ekene. When you start bragging and talking about supremacy, that you are superior, this uncle said he's laughing at your old age. You go collect. And he ended the summary of his tweet was that do not dare your woman. You will pay through your nose when the time comes. Hell has no fury like a woman's scorn. Treat your women better. Treat your women better. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So, of course, as you can imagine, this generated a lot. A lot. When I mean a lot, I mean a lot of conversation on social media. And tonight, I would like to hear from people who work in health and social care. I have some experience, obviously, because I work with adults in social care, but especially people in hospitals. If you work in hospitals in ward, who can collaborate what this uncle is saying. Afronitism. Thank you, Eshe Goni. Thank you for the super chat. So that's one from a male nurse. I'm gonna go to what Baba Adeboye said now about his wife, where he was basically, telling people about what his wife means to him. Okay, right. Let's play that. Baba Adeboye.
Probably because they know that everything that I could say about my wife, I think I wrote it in a book. He who finds a wife finds
A
a
good
good thing.
thing.
Apart from the salvation of my soul and the baptism in the Holy Spirit, the best thing that God had done for me is to give me a good wife.
Wow. Wow. Orí mi dẹ̀ wú. My head swell when I watched that thing. He said, apart from the salvation that's giving his life to Christ and the baptism of the Holy Spirit, the best thing, hmm, hmm, the best thing that happened to him is to give him a good wife. Oh, Ben, is that you? Thank you so much. Oh, you are the one that was on the show. Is that the name of your channel? Afro Netizen. Oh, I see. Oh, thank you. Welcome again today. Wow, Orimi, my head swole when a man said the best thing that ever happened to me is my wife. Wow. The mommy Gio was blushing. Honestly, you can't see it through her skin, but I tell you, she was blushing.
Well, the preacher had reminded you of so many things, how we met, about the New Testament Bible, the two white handkerchiefs that turned somebody who was an absolute rotten sinner to making a decision to say, this is the fellow I'm going to marry. The preacher told you, and by the way, that sermon was absolutely great. I've listened to birthday sermons before. The one I had today is excellent, excellent, excellent. What can I say about my wife? I don't want to keep on repeating what you know already. You want to die? Mess with my wife. It's as simple as that.
If you want to, he said, if you want to buy, just mess with my wife. You know, he said this a while ago. He did say this a while ago, and it generated a lot of controversy on social media. People were saying, how can somebody, a man of God, of Pastor Adeboye standing, say something like that? And he's repeated it over and over, unapologetic about what his wife means to him and why you must not mess with his wife. Wow, what a man.
Will kill you so thoroughly, you won't even wake up on the resurrection morning.
Oh my goodness.
I've said it before, and people have said if you kill somebody, the government will kill you. I said, you have to find the weapon first. I'm not going to kill you with a gun. You just sleep and not wake up. And the doctors will call it heart attack. And I would tell God not to wait till the day of judgment. Just send this fellow to hell straight away. I mean, it's as simple
As
as
that.
that.
Hmm.
Every man has his red line.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, of recent, I heard that somebody was talking and saying that Pastor Adeboye is
Thank you very much for that, Olubumi. Thank you. I'm going to get some rest. Yes, I'll get some rest this weekend. Yeah, yeah. He's saying every man has the things that they don't play with. There are some things that you don't play with. My wife is that for me. You don't play with my wife. Wow.
begins to give the glory of the Holy Spirit to demons.
Mm.
That's what Jesus Christ.
Let's move it
So
forward.
when you hear somebody say that sin against God is something, you cross that red line, you are done for.
Hmm.
So there were all kinds of people who have been mocking us, talking all kinds of rubbish, but they have been so careful.
Mhm.
They didn't mess around with my wife. Because if they do, you will read about it in the news. I love you, you are my children, you are my friends, and as long as
Don't mess with my
you
wife.
don't touch my wife,
Hey,
I can't
hey.
take that. You
Wow.
mess around with her, there's no begging.
Hmm.
You won't even be around to do the begging. It's as simple as that. Then you say, how can a man say that of a woman? I, well, maybe I never told you this one. I'm probably just one thing to say.
So this is what he's 81 years old, by the way. Hmm. Ekene, I thought I blocked you. You came back again. Did I not just block you? You created another one or what? How many channels do you have, Egbami? Just go away. Birds of the same feather flock together. You are a distraction. Nobody wants you here. Go. Ah, I blocked you before you came back again. Leave us alone. If you don't, your belief obviously don't align with what we are sharing here. You don't need to be here. Stay on your channel and do your own talking in your own place. Please, I don't have strength. Anybody that stressed me to that, God will help me stress that person. Can you imagine shake me from hell? Just go away. So, I'm not going to be distracted. 81 years old man. He's seen it all. He's done it all. He's wearing the t-shirts. He's well loved and reverenced all over the world. In Christendom, everybody knows him. He's a man of faith. And may I remind you that they also lost an adult child a few years ago. So they've seen it all in this marriage. When somebody who is 80 plus is talking, you better listen. Because the kind of wisdom that he has is not the one that you can buy. You can't buy it. It only comes with age. Thank you, Jare Uzo. Let me make you a moderator so that anybody that is making, I know you don't take any nonsense. Anybody that is trying any nonsense, they Uzo, please let me just block them. I beg. I don't have strength. Let them just go away. Just leave me alone. So he's saying that you know, don't come near my wife. Don't. Do not come near my wife. Whatever you want to say about me, you can. You can say whatever you like about me, but do not come near my wife. Hmm. Thank you very much for that super chat, Olu, for me. Thank you. Femi, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Ah, Uzo, you're already a moderator here. And be blocking, please.
Apart from the fact that we suffered together, apart from the fact that of all the people who were courting her, I was the poorest. she's a princess and I'm a nobody, etc., etc. Apart from all those ones that, I mean, when the Lord was dying on the cross, he looked down from the cross and saw one fellow and said, "Hey, boy, look after my mother." Apart from the fact that when I was coming to do my postgraduate studies, I could hand over my mother to this woman, and I knew she would take care. The fellow who can take care of your mother, the fellow you can trust your mom to, particularly when you happen to be the only son of that mom. And then now somebody will now come and begin to tell you something about that woman. The best thing to do is just kill that fellow.
See the way she's looking. Can you see the way that
But
she's
apart
looking?
from that, there was a time I decided to fast,
I read. This is the last part of it I'm going to take because I want to also share the story of Silva and Olu Jacobs. This story is shared about fasting is so profound. If you're a Christian, please listen. You don't even need to be a Christian to learn. The lessons are there.
Because I have faced challenges in my life. And there was a particular one that I knew this one is going to require fasting and prayer. So I decided I will fast. I fasted 40 days and 40 nights. And of course, whatever I'm doing, she's doing. She's very kind. She knows it's not going to be easy to fast 40 days and 40 nights if your wife is eating. And I'm telling you, I'm yet to meet a better cook than my wife.
You see?
So
you see, he keeps dropping the
in order
gems.
not to get me tempted when I'm fasting, she will be fasting.
He keeps dropping these gems. I'm yet to meet a better cook than my wife. He keeps dropping these gems about her. Wow.
40 days, 40 nights, I fasted and prayed, and the mountain remained. So I felt, well, if 40 days and 40 nights won't solve the problem, let me try a second time. Another 40 days and 40 nights, and she joined me, and the mountain remained. So I said, all right, I think what I would do is this. My dear, I'm going to fast until this problem is solved. At least if God sees that I'm about to die, he will have to respond. So let's reach an agreement. By the time we reach 40 days and 40 nights, if this problem is not yet solved, you will break and I will continue. And we agreed. Then 40 days and 40 nights came. And the mountain was a little bigger than before we started. So if you think you have seen mountains before, I have seen maybe one or two. So I decided I will continue. So my dear, thank you very much. You've done your bit. I mean, 40 days, 40 nights, 3 times in 1 year. I mean, you have to be a very special wife. So thank you very much. She said, no. When you stop is when I stop.
Look at that. Look at that. So one thing I wanted to just quickly bring out here is that you see the way Baba Adeboye is just eulogizing his wife. Yeah, it's not just saying it because he wants to say it. It's because of the kind of woman that she has been in the marriage. That's why she's earned it. Okay? Look at what he said. That when he was fasting 40 days, 40 nights, 3 times a year, And the problem was not going away. He was praying for something. And it was felt bad. She didn't want to cook because, she didn't want him to be tempted. So she decided to join him so that she will not be eating while he's fasting. And after they fasted and fasted and fasted, and the problem still didn't go away. She now said, he now gave him the grace to say, gave her the grace to say, you can stop now. Let me carry on. But she said, no, if you stop, I will stop. Wow. Like we are in this together. Tell me that that's not profound. Mm.
That's not what we agreed upon. Oh. And when I'm talking of fasting, I'm talking of fasting. That kind of fasting that all the holes in your belt, you have to punch new ones because you have contracted a little bit. 41st day, 42nd day. And she refused to stop. She said, no, you keep going. We're in this together. That's why I said to God, well, solve the problem if you want to. I'm not going to lose my wife. I was compelled to break after 42 days because my wife says, I'm not stopping unless you stop. That's the kind of woman my wife is.
I am not stopping until you stop. Wow. So let's stop it here.
When a man says, I want to spend the rest of my life with a woman, and the woman is someone who says, well, if you have to die, we die together. And if you want to live, you live together. So if anybody sees the glory of God in our lives today and is upset, may God forgive. If you see the glory and you don't know the story, may God forgive you.
Okay, let's stop this one here. Thank you so much, Daddy Gio, for that wonderful, wonderful leadership and show of example about why we need to treat people, especially the ones we call the bone of our bone and the flesh of our flesh, especially the wife, better. Need to treat them well. We need to treat them well. And people can come and make the argument that, oh, what about treating husbands better? Better. Sometimes I feel like it's only Christians I'm talking to when I'm talking sometimes, because that's why I don't want people who think that they are traditional people. They don't. Mostly what I say on this channel is not for everybody. It's for Christians mostly. If you cannot relate with it, then that's fine. Honestly, because I can only relate with what I know. I'm a Christian. So my faith is a huge part of my life. I don't know how Orisha people treat their wives. I don't know how Muslim people treat their wives. So if you have other belief system, you are welcome. But please don't come and challenge, what we believe in on this platform. That's just the truth. Yeah. So please like the video. Now we are going to Jokel Silva talking about Olu Jacobs. I don't know if you guys, everybody knows Olu Jacobs is a Nollywood legend. Not just an actor, and she's an actress as well. They are both actors. And here she had something to say. He's been ill for some time. Again, this goes back to treat them well so they can treat you well when you need it.
Um, uh, well, he is dealing with issues, and it's been going on for a couple of years. It's known as dementia with Lewy body, and it's a degenerative disease that affects the brain, and it's almost like a kind of Parkinson's, but that just it's the brain that it affects. So you don't see the shaking and things like that, but it just affects the person.
Build a legacy inspired by
So, yeah, that's Olu talking about Olu Jacobs. He's got dementia with Lewy body. And dementia affects the brain and the mind. Yeah. I have seen so many people with it. And what it does is that, you're not yourself anymore. You have problems with memory, you have problems with recall, you have problems with, even serious, cognitive decline. These are all the things that comes with dementia. So that means you are just like korofo. The person is just korofo. And I've seen people that are 60 something years old that have this diagnosis. This diagnosis is not a good one. I'm not going to lie to you. You will not even recognize in some cases they don't even recognize the closest people to them. They don't. I saw a video one time, they were promoting awareness about dementia, and this woman was looking at herself in the mirror and was saying, "Who is this? Who is this?" She couldn't even recognize herself. That is how bad it is. Yeah.
Oh, first time I've said that publicly. Yes. Yes.
I mean, I'm honored. I feel like it's secret. I knew that there was a
yeah. I mean, a time would have to come when people, it had to be, it would have to be known. But the thing is that it's as hard, it's hard on him. It's hard on him because he doesn't understand what's going on, and it's equally as hard on other members of the family as
Very
well.
hard.
So, we've gone through it over the last couple of years.
It's very hard on members of the family. Actually, it is. Because in some cases, depending on the kind of dementia, there are different kinds of dementia. We are not here to give a lecture about it. If you want to find out, just Google it, right? Some, it affects their behavior, become aggressive, and all sorts of things. It is looking after people who are ill is not a joke. It's not. Yeah. I just say I've had a patient who is 42 years old with dementia. Yeah. Yeah. So it is very, very hard on the people that have to look after you. So that is why they are telling you now, shirere o, ko ba le da lola. Nobody is praying for sickness, but you don't know tomorrow. Even if the person is not sick, just caring. Somebody caring for yourself, especially those of us that live in the diaspora, even with the good access to medical care. What about isolation that you have to deal with when you are old? If you are here and you're in your 70s, your 80s, and you live, your children have left home, will they come and visit you? Will your wife stay at home or she'll be traveling up and down? It's you that will determine that today.
And we thank God.
Yeah.
We thank God. Yes.
And I don't want. Yes. I mean, I'm against sex, but I want to talk about it on you. Because you said it's hard on you.
It's hard on the family.
Yes, on the family. Yes, because you guys have done so much together.
Exactly, we have.
You've lived, and there's the relationship between you two. I mean, people have been fascinated about it for years. You've done magazine interviews. So anybody watching that can sense that. I've heard that there's no perfect marriage.
There isn't.
But there's a tenderness and the closeness that's between you guys. Then you work together. You've done interesting things together. You must miss that.
Oh yes, I do. I mean, we've gone through sometimes, some there've been some situations recently, and I'm like, I just wish, I had, the old you here, because I knew that, I wouldn't have to battle this on my own. But even then, there are moments, and which very close friends, when they ask after him, and I say, well, we are grateful for the moments of clarity. Yes, we are grateful for those. Yes.
Well, thank you, Ma, for this conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You continue to have a blast.
Amen.
Okay, that was that's Jokel Silva. She's a legend, Nollywood actor, talking about her own husband. Yeah. Jogs Baby says, very, very hard. My mom had it for 6 years. of her life. It was terrible. She died at 88 years. Oh, yeah. There's no much. I don't know if they are creating awareness about it now back home, but when I was growing up, there was no much awareness about it. So this is the last video I'm going to share. My link is in the comment section if you got something to say about this topic. As you can see, it's not sensational. How many people do we have? 544. Yesterday, how many did we have? 1003 because it was yo. We're talking about yo. You see? And people will say, why are you talking about this? Is that not what you people are interested in? That's what people like, all those kind of stories. So this is the last one I'm going to share with you guys, and it's about this uncle that we talked about a while ago. Is this Sule Bobo they call him, or Sule something Sha? That was talking about how he offended a lot of people. So you can imagine now how he's been abandoned, even though he's been with so many women, so many wives, abandoned at his time of need. And there are so many people going through this as well. Okay.
Mo fẹ́ tọrọ àforíjì lọ́wọ́ gbogbo.
Bàbá ẹ má sunkún, ẹ má sunkún. Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ bàbá, ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ bàbá. Ẹ má sunkún bàbá, àwọn èèyàn ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Àwọn tí mo bá ṣẹ̀ mo fẹ́ kán dáríjì mi.
Kí lẹ pè bàbá?
Àwọn tí mo bá ṣẹ̀ mo fẹ́ kán dáríjì mi.
Bàbá ní àwọn táwọn bá ṣẹ̀ wọ́n láwọn fẹ́ kẹ́ dáríjì àwọn. Ẹ̀mí mímọ́ o. Wọ́n ní kó gbà ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀.
Torí ìgbà tí mo wà léwe, musician ni mí.
Ìgbà tẹ́ wà léwe musician ni yín.
Tó ẹ pé ọmọ bọ́ì ni.
Ọmọ bọ̀yì.
So this one, I'm just going to take the audio out because we did a show about it the other day. I'll link it if you didn't see that show. There's no point going through it again. Basically, he's speaking Yoruba, and what he said is that when he was young, he was a guy man. He was enjoying life, and he had a lot of women. He did say that he was a musician, he had a lot of clothes, money was coming in, and he was very, very reckless. Yeah? Very, very reckless with women, and basically now he's regretting it. He basically came out to apologize, to say those who he has hurt. He said that he has some women all over the place. He doesn't even know where some of his children are. That even has some in the diaspora that he has never seen. Yeah? Isha, he said the topic is very dear to you. Yeah? You want to share some of that with us? The link is in the comment section, guys. Yeah, I've done my 30 minutes. I've almost done 40 minutes. Time flies. Anyway, so he said that he hurt a lot of people. He was living a reckless life. And they say he had many women. He said some of the women were the ones chasing him up and down. He was a guy man. He was this. So the difference now between him and those other gentlemen that are spoken about, Olu Jacobs and Baba Adeboye, that spoke very glowingly about his wife, is that this uncle, unfortunately, because of his choices, is old now, he's ill, very ill, and they had to bring him to social media to come and beg. They had to come and beg for money. He was abandoned. He was abandoned. Nobody to look after him. They say he's been sick. So I think this just kind of summarizes what that male nurse was saying, Abdullahi, about how, look after your wife. Whoa. Look after your wife so that she can look after you. That is just, it's a summary of it. It's the summary of it. This man had to come on social media now, this actor, Sule, kneeling down, he can't walk. I think he's lost his mobility, and I mean, it's just a sorry sight. And this, when I did this show, I remember it triggered a lot of people. So many people reached out to me talking about their own, how they grew up with irresponsible fathers who didn't care about them, who didn't do this, who didn't do that. I think it was the offshoot of this one that made us do the show when Ngozi came and told us about her own experience with her mother. Thank you, Rejo, for that super chat. I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So it's just, this matter is not hard. Yes. He abandoned them when they needed him. Now they've abandoned him. You see, the man of God is the pastor, although they say some people said he was chasing clouds with the whole thing. Eh? People said he was chasing clouds, was begging, please forgive him, pray for me, pray for him. He was saying that they gave him a prophecy that he should ask for apology, he should apologize and beg for forgiveness to all the people that he has offended, including those his wives and his girlfriends and baby mama and children that he doesn't even know. Yes. He abandoned himself, according to Tony. He refused to be responsible for his own family. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Zumik said, Olu Jacobs has never played with about his wife. He adores her, even in public. Yeah. Absolutely. It shows in the way she too has taken care of him now and continues to take care of him. Unlike this other uncle. Dr. Abby said, may our men and dads do well by their wives. A lot of our dads didn't do well by our moms. That is spot on. Very, very correct. Yvette, hey, how are you? Thank you, Lady B, for visiting these topics today. I've seen a lot of these scenarios in my past healthcare administrative field. Yeah. If somebody wants to say anything, can you see? They are kneeling down. Can you see? They are kneeling down. They are begging. They are begging. Can you see that? Let me take this out so you can see. Wow, they are begging, please forgive Baba. Baba is sorry, forgive Baba. By the time he was doing Omo Boy at that time, he was doing Omo Boy, breaking hearts up and down. So it is time now. That's why I keep talking about this law of sowing and reaping. It is a sure banker. Yeah. Yes, Dr. Emi said, and also remember the children are watching how men treat their moms. Absolutely. You know that male nurse said that in the female nurse, the female ward, it's never dry. You see all the children, they are around their mothers. Do you know why? Because mothers usually are always there. It's very rare. Very, very rare before you see mothers that are not there for their children. Very, very rare. If you pick 100 women, 100 mothers, maybe maybe tiny percentage of it, 3% or 2% will not be there. And there's a reason, it's because they too have been through, traumatic experiences as well. That's why. The nature of a mother is nurturing. That's the way God has made us. So we are challenging you, brothers, today. Pay, nurture your wife and your family so that they can nurture you when you need it the most. It is when you are old and weak, you are feeble. That's when you need nurturing. Who is going to nurture you when you are old? Remember that you're not going to be doing Omo Boy forever. This uncle was doing Omo Boy at that time. Today now, uncle. Today now, uncle. All right. So we have to do what is right. Honey, babe, what happened? I saw you in the studio a few minutes ago. You left. You jumped off. Okay. The link is still in the comment section if anybody has anything to say. Let me read some comments. Rejo said, why do men wait until last minute to be in their children's life when they are not needed anymore? Ask me, If you ask me, what I go ask? I don't know. When they are not needed, when the children have become adults, that's when some of them want to be parents. You want to parent adults. Blessing said, and some fathers who are self-centered at old age and they complain. There are also fathers who are self-centered at old age and they complain. Okay, more comments. Isha said, I think a lot of our brothers don't know that these things catches up with them. You reap what you sow. Absolutely. Grandma cooking Cooking with Grandma Uchi said, Auntie Ajokel Silva, well done. God will be with you and your family. Whenever my mother prayed for me, she would say all these good things me and my husband are doing. God will surely compensate myself and my children. Yes, absolutely. That is correct. You see, the topic didn't attract it didn't attract people. Nobody's interested though, because it's not wowulence. If it's the one that they are dragging people now, or if it's Yole Doche, you see people negative news. Hi, Chineke. Studio go full. People will be they'll be like, I'm in the studio. They'll be messaging me, Auntie B, I've been waiting, no. I want to say something, no. But this one now is not sexy. It's not sexy. The story is not it's not interesting. It's very, very boring, Abby. But these are the important, these are the real important issues we should be talking about. Honey babe, welcome, darling.
Hello, Auntie B. Sorry about that. My laptop just died on me, so I had to
Okay,
use my phone.
that's
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
just a lesson. Karma is real. Obviously, I told you about my mum and my dad and what she went through regarding my dad and his indiscretions. And karma is real. She met someone else and she's living her best life.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time he will take her everywhere. If she has an eye appointment, he will carry her no matter what. If she has this issue, he will carry her. He will take her anywhere she wants to go. All because as a human being, she tried for my dad. But when my dad refused to obviously accept the marriage and even want to be in the marriage, she had to let go. And look at her now. She told me, like, we always talk about it, we laugh about it, that when I told her almost 20 years ago to, fashion my dad, she was like, this. She said she wished she had listened to me. Even at the age of 73, she's living her best life. She's enjoying his, next year they're going to America, they're going here, they're going there. I know it's not for everybody. I mean, my mom's situation is very different, but I just want you to know that karma is real.
Yes.
That if you're not there for your family, they will abandon you. As much as I said the last time I mentioned my dad, that I'm trying to obviously to reconcile with my siblings. Update, they're not interested. Yeah. I can't remember the last time my brother has spoken to my dad, and my sister's not interested only. It's only me that's trying my best. And this is because of what he did when we were children years ago. So karma is very real. So there's all these uncles and granddads that think that you're going to get away with your misbehavior when you're younger. It will catch up on you.
Yeah.
And you will be abandoned by your family. Your children that you think that you expect them to be there, they will not have your time because they remember that you did not have time for them. Yeah. So that's all I want to say, Auntie B.
Thank you very much, Honey Babe.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
jumping in. I appreciate you, my darling, for always speaking the truth. Our accountability prefect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Abby, you are in the studio. Please unmute yourself. Where are you joining us from?
Yes, this is Abby. I'm joining from the United States, Arkansas.
Welcome. Is this your first time calling us?
First time of calling in, but I watch and I listen to every episode, mostly on playback.
Right.
And fun fact, it's always my go-to when I'm driving long distance.
Wow.
And I just listen to it all the way there and all the way back. So very, very, you're doing an awesome work. I want to look at the angle of children. Because oftentimes as African parents, and I have children that are in their 20s and one in his 30s.
Yeah.
And as children, the children are watching. They're watching how you're treating their mom. They're watching what the things you say even to them. And I think a lot of us parents are going to be in for a rude awakening. And I say rude awakening because we have that perception that because we're the parents, we have an entitlement, and please forgive me, we have an entitlement mentality that when we're ready for our children to do things for us, they're going to be there to do things for us just because we're their parents. And if we don't begin to do right by them, they will not do right by us.
Simple.
And especially with the new generation, the Gen Z generation, as we say in Nigeria, they're innocent. And they're not emotional. They're not, they're really cut and dry. And it's not a ding against them. It's just the kind of environment they have grown up in, where, their social services, they don't have to do anything for their parents. So I would say two things. Number one, your children are not your retirement plan. That's your number one. Number two, do right by them so that they can let you come visit. It's not like before that parents would just show up and stay as long as they want to. Now, when I have children all over the US and in Europe, and even I'm going, I have to ask if it's convenient for their schedule. And if it's not convenient for their schedule, we have to figure out when it's convenient for me to stop by and say hello.
Yeah.
And we cannot take those things for granted. And I'm hopeful that our men, because now they're still in La La Land, I'm hopeful that our men will realize that we need to do right, that they need to do right. I say the same thing to my own biological brothers. Do right by your children. Don't abandon your children. Don't say because you're probably not with their mother that it now gives you a get out of jail free card. You don't have to do anything, because you're going to need them in the future. You're going to, even if it's just for them to check up on you, you're going to need them, even if you don't need them financially. And that's our prayer, that we don't need our children financially, but you need them for that emotional support. You need them. And not only do you need them, you also need, when they start to have children, you need to be around your grandchildren. You need to be able to be part of their lives, especially when you see your friends and everybody else being able to hang around their friends. So we have work to do in this regard. But that emotional blackmail that, I'm your parent, I gave birth to you, I carried you for 9 months, I did this, that, and the other. The kids are looking at you like, oh, wasn't that what you were supposed to do? And I think a lot of us are going to be in for a rude awakening.
And I'm sure you've seen this in your own clinic, what the nurse was referring to in terms of how men don't tend to receive the same level of, caring support from their families when they are ill, compared to women in the wards.
So I'm not a medical doctor, I'm an academic doctor.
Right.
Yeah, I'm an academic doctor, but in my community work and in my interaction in our community here, even in the Nigerian community here where I live in Arkansas, that is part of the conversation that we're having, that make sure that you're intentional about parenting. Make sure that you're intentional about how you relate to your spouse. Because when Nigerian marries another, oftentimes the Nigerian men, sometimes they're not treating their wives the same way they would treat their wives if their wives were non-Nigerian, if their wives were Black American, or if their wives were actually white people.
Yeah.
So there are levels of this interaction and levels of care and levels of respect and levels of how their outlook is. But if it's one Nigerian to the other, in a lot of instances, that they just kind of treat them like they're second-class citizens. And it should not be so, because you never know whether you're going to need that person that right now doesn't seem to be bringing anything to the table.
Yeah.
You also hear that if one person is working and the other person is not working, and it's okay, what do you bring to the table? The mere fact that you can come home to a peaceful home is a lot that person is bringing to the table. So I think there's just a lot of self-reflection that we need to do as men and as women as well. Because we're hearing a lot of the men's situation, but sometimes it may also happen to the women. Women also need to do right by their husbands. So because it can go either way, nobody has exclusivity on how things may turn out in the future.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like some women who've been treated badly, and some women do treat their husband badly, by the way. I'm not saying that women are saints. Afronitizing, Ben, let me just call you Ben. But I kind of have a feeling like Some of the women who were treated badly, they wait till their husbands are old to pay them back. To pay them back in their own coin. I don't know. I just have this feeling that some women who didn't have the power to be able to give them back, or for whatever reason, maybe because of culture, religion, or they didn't have the resources, they didn't have a voice. I've seen it before where some men will be old, you will now see their wives, the women will now start treating them the way the man treated them when they were younger together. I don't know. It's just
And that could also be human. I mean, human nature is one that if you're not intentional, you can want to take vengeance. And you have to make up in your mind that regardless of how somebody treated you, you're not going to retaliate, because that's probably a default mode. But I think also we see that especially if the woman has stayed on, because culture says you need to stay on for your children. And now the children are grown and the children are saying, you know what? Leave that to his whatever, his shenanigans, and come live with us in the UK or in the US. And now the woman has that power. And sometimes the women just take a while to find their voice, because sometimes some of this, coming to, let me just speak for America. Sometimes coming to America, it might be the man that is working, the woman is not working. So she doesn't even have coins if she wants to go anywhere. So she just sits there, and eventually she begins to find her voice. Eventually she may get to the point where she's now working, she's now making money, she has a certain voice, but she still stays on. And what we are finding out that I'm seeing in some instances, I don't want to generalize, is that in a lot of instances, once the kids go to college or they leave college and they leave the home period, and now the parents are empty nesters, you're finding out that sometimes people are looking at each other and saying, I don't even know you. And now and sometimes the man that always assumed that the woman was always going to be docile, all of a sudden the woman is now speaking up and saying, you know what, if you continue like that, I am going to leave you and you're going to be by yourself. And sometimes they're leaving the men, and the men have nowhere to go at that point in time. And they have burned all the bridges. They have been there financially for their children, but they have not been there emotionally for their children. And children are asking, I work with a lot of young people, children are asking more than just your financial support. They want you to be there. They want you to listen to what they're saying. They want you to help them navigate the teenage years. They want you to help them navigate transition to adulthood. They just don't want your money. They just don't want your money, because money, you can sign up for services, but that emotional support, that parental support, that advice, that just being there, that they can call you when they have their first heartbreak or whatever, is very, very key. And a lot of our men, unfortunately, are emotionally unavailable, even within a relationship.
Thank you very much for that,
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Ebe. Really, really enjoy talking to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day. Please call us again. Right. We're ending the show now. I've come to you, Bless. I'm going to come to you, Blessing, then Man of Prestige, and I will end the show. Even on Nollywood movies, have you guys seen it? Who comes to mind here? Patient Ozokolu. Patience don't have to. They say it's called 9-time revenge. If I never heard that before. 9-time revenge. It is real, oh, I'm telling you. Especially some of our mothers in those days, they would just be doing like they're gentle, they can't talk. But later on, because the older you are, look at Baba Adeboye when he was talking just now. He's in his 80s, he's 81, right? He's weak now. He doesn't have strength anymore like that. Olu Jacob was a giant of a man. Although I've heard the wife call him a gentle giant, right? But he's not strong anymore now. He's frail now. He's at that age now where, and that is why in this part of the world, we have a lot of adult safeguarding. Because when people are vulnerable, they are usually at risk of DV. That's why I keep telling you, when people are saying, you're always on the women's side, you're always on the women, because women are the vulnerable gender. Why don't people get it? Women and children are vulnerable. And when people are vulnerable, they are more at risk. It's simple. But people say, hey, you're always on the men's side, women's side. You're always on the women's side. Okay, let's see. What do you have to say, my dear? Welcome. Unmute yourself.
Hello, good evening, Auntie B and Obodo Farm. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Welcome.
What I have to say here is I don't know where to start, but this topic, like my dad, we grew up with my dad. He doesn't have much. He's always busy working, and he will send money to his siblings, and he doesn't care about us. He did not. He had little. He did not provide. And at some point, I was always fighting my dad. I was always fighting him. And it continued. It did not stop. But even at a point, I would tell you, my mom was the breadwinner. And several times he would beat my mom. She would sometimes it get very messy. She would go home. The dad would send her back. But at some point, I remember being in primary 6 in Nigeria, finished my common entrance exam, and I said to my mom, "You are the one doing everything. Let's just leave this man and go." My mom was like, if I leave, he will just share you people out, family members who will not look after you people. And my mom was a very strong woman. And she would always say to me, if I try to fight him, I will just kill him. And
so we use by here. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Auntie B. Sorry. And I will just spy him. And this is going to affect you people. People would say, oh, this is the woman that bites her husband. The family is not good. Don't marry them and all of that. But the reason I called into this show is if we women can create more awareness to tell women, value yourself more is very, very important. Value yourself. As I'm speaking to you now, I educated one of my uncles last week. He got married early this year. So he's one of those that live abroad, and the woman is pregnant. So he's like, we speak very often. So I got to know that where he's living, he's still having the girlfriend. And I said, why are you doing that? Your wife is already pregnant. This is not. And what he said shocked me. He said, men naturally cannot stay without women. So women are meant to be like that and stay without a man. I said, no, just the way you cannot stay without a woman, we have that feeling. It's something that is natural to both men and women. It's just that the Nigerian tradition has, kept the woman, kept us short not to explain how we feel. And he kept quiet. And he was honest with me that he never knew. I said, it's normal. God created us the way he created you people. The feelings you're having, even you guys, every month, so far as you are a woman, you see your menstrual cycle, you still have your ovulation. During that time, you have those feelings. You want to be with a man. It's like that. So, and I said to him, it's just like we have been shut up by the tradition not to speak about how we feel. And when I came here, I have got people. While we were in the refuge, I realized there were about 3 other women. They had parents that can look after them. You fled domestic abuse. You met another man. He's treating you badly. And he's saying, oh, probably because I'm now a single parent with a child. That's why the man is treating me like that. And I said to her, no, if you value yourself, this man will value you and he won't treat you like this. And my dad would always, the way he talks about women, like, oh, they are nothing, they can, things like that. Even till today, why I went through my own case, because my ex-husband that were thinking, oh, you're not in talking good, you are not in talking
Good
terms with
sense.
your dad, so we can deal with you with the way we want. But I spoke out for myself. And then later my dad got to know what happened. He came to me, and now we're having some certain conversations. And I'm trying to educate him to treat women better. Because at the position where he is now, he's amongst those in Catholic Church offering counseling to those getting married, because they saw him, you've been with your wife for like over 30 years, so you are a good man.
He's
So
giving counseling and he didn't treat his wife well. What is he going to counsel them on?
that is what they do, because my mom is not that kind of woman that when you go out there, you are
Oh
talking
my
about your
God.
husband. So they feel
Ebami.
like being together is being happily married.
She said
So
that her dad was basically a Mogubag, but he's a counselor counseling people that are about to get married. Isn't that
yeah.
ironic? Oh my
So
God.
I'm like educating him now. If you see the way he is respected in the church, you won't believe he treats us badly. He's
Yeah.
that kind of man. Outside is good, inside no. And now he's trying to like complain, oh, we tried to provide for him, but we just kept him there. We'll do our best, because if he's not well treated, my mom can still give him from what we're giving to her. So we try to like, oh, let it be that we are doing this, but it's not really that we wanted to do that.
Listen, I'm just
So
curious. What will he be telling those people that are about to get married? What kind of counseling is he going to give them about how they should treat one another? Have you ever seen him in the church doing his counseling session in Catholic Church?
Auntie B, when we were young, they organized meeting in our house, and he will be preaching. If you see my dad outside, you won't believe he is a total different person from what we used to see at home.
Really?
So
So he
yeah,
knows the
so
right thing. He just chooses not to do the right thing.
even the priest sometimes, what is the right thing? To him, just like what we were saying yesterday, I said, Peter Doche, if you see the way he speak about women, he has been like that.
Yeah.
So to my dad, oh, women are meant to be shut up and just keep them there.
Right.
And in Catholic Church, when you are being together for a long time, they see you as a good person. So far as you have no scandal about sleeping with other women outside,
you become
they can
automatic
buy.
marriage counselor.
Yes. It's not like a counselor, but in Catholic Church there are people called catechists, and they support the priest in providing counseling. And you know, in Catholic Church, I don't know, but the ones I have seen, what they tell the counseling is about the women. It's hard you see the men come for the counseling. And what you hear them say, oh, cook for your husband, or if your husband wants you every time, and just satisfy him. That is the counseling. The counseling is not about how ask him these questions, these are no. The counseling is make sure you treat him well, is about the women. So that's what I'm saying. Women should start saying now, this thing is not about, let's say in Nigeria, they are limited by the resources or the things they have. But I have seen most Nigerian women here that would be saying, so far as it still comes back to me, is fine. And women should learn to know when a man is misbehaving or mistreating you, you are the first role model to your child. Like now, what I learned from my mom about parenting is zero. So I don't blame those who go to social media and saying, oh, if this happened, oh, I can't, these are my role models, because people who are supposed to be our role models are not. Now, I don't go to social media and say, oh, this person, I don't do that. I know there are people teaching about parenting. There is a doctor I follow on social media now on YouTube. Her name is Dr. Shefali, an Indian woman. She's teaching about conscious parenting. What I learned from my mom is zero compared, because the way my dad would treat her, sometimes she will put those anger in us. My mom raised us very well, but there are some things in her life that I wouldn't take, and I'm making those corrections now, so that I raise my daughter to be a woman who can speak up for herself. Like now, when we speak on the phone, she'll be saying, "Oh, tell your daughter to shut up." I say, "No, mommy, I can't start shutting her up now. I'm raising her to speak her mind, to know, yeah, this is where your mommy is going." So she knows. And when things happen to her, she can come to me and confide in me. And then I shouldn't let any mom, because I'm now a single parent raising this girl, to come into my life and treat me like trash. No, I wouldn't do that. I value myself now. I know what I bring to the table. I know who I am. So women, let's value ourselves. If a man is treating you the way he likes, he leaves the house, comes back anytime, it's not going to stop. And the more you take that in, I have seen a Nigerian woman, she said, it's good to have your kids with one man. Now she has got 4 with that man, and the man finally left her. So we should learn to value ourselves and then teach the men how to respect us. If you don't view yourself and set boundaries, if you try this, I'm not taking it, no matter what. Push yourself. Sometimes I feel like we are lazy to work on ourselves and, to be there for our kids. Or we say, oh, the man is providing and doing this.
Yeah.
So the best thing, let's raise ourselves and have self-value, self-worth. I think that is what we need. If the men are saying this is what we want, let them live that life, but do not accept those conditions for yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bleble. I appreciate you. You are very, very assertive, a very assertive woman who knows what she wants. And I'm sure you do very well with your daughter. May God help you. Unfortunately, somebody said that they recycle the bad advice. Yeah. African parents, they tend to do that a lot. They keep recycling. Yeah, this is what Mary said. Basically recycling themselves by giving this advice. Somebody who is a Mongo Park is doing counseling, and the so-called counseling they are giving is to go and tell the wife, make sure you are cooking for your husband, wash his clothes, make sure that when he's talking, you shut up, submit to your husband. That is counseling, no? Chineke. They don't teach anything apart from you. The woman is one they will counsel to allow the man to do whatever he likes. How does that work? If you say you are doing premarital counseling and you're only talking to one person, not talking to the other person. Wow. Okay, Madam Prestige, I'm about to end now. Welcome. How are you? Ala, are you there? Okay, let's go to Reno. I think Reno jumped in. Are you here to contribute to the show? Right, Beno?
Hey, Auntie B, can you hear me, ma?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Thank you for having me again.
Ben, how many names you get for this YouTube street, I beg? Only you get three names. I don't see 3 names between today and yesterday. What you they do? You are confusing me. Which one you dey?
I'm not
Welcome.
trying to confuse you. Actually, I log in with my YouTube channel. Afronet is in there. When I got to your
Is
studio,
it politics you do on YouTube?
no, I'm just catching cruise, my sister.
You are catching cruise.
Yeah.
I'll check you out later.
Actually, I'm a
Okay.
nurse, so I work a lot, and sometimes when I'm at home, I just want to have fun. I
So
just
you
did
just
some
use YouTube to
stuff.
catch cruise.
Yes, so
Very important. Well
yeah.
done. Welcome.
Thank you, sister.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I want to thank you first of all for this opportunity, and this is a wonderful topic. In fact, after this show, I'm going to share this link on my Facebook so that most of my followers can actually learn from the conversation here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
In 3 minutes because I need to go.
no problem, ma. I want to talk about the fact that
Sorry, I'm here just in case you called earlier, Auntie V.
I called you earlier, man of prestige. So
Yes.
let Ben finish, then you come on.
No problem. I'm here. Yeah.
all right.
Go
So I
ahead.
just want to talk about the need to educate our young men these days, especially those in their early 50s and 40s. I live in America. I don't know what is happening in Africa right now, but what I've seen here in America is that many of our men need to be reorientated about how to protect and provide for their wife, as well as, more importantly, to love their wife. Um, America is a very stressful society. It's a society where everybody work as hard as you can, because even if you don't want to work, your bills and taxes will chase you to work.
Yeah.
Then, in a situation whereby husband is working, wife is working, and there are children in the mix, sometimes stress set in, and at other times, the both couples they don't spend much time together.
Yeah.
So, and they get to project their anger on each other. So, coming back to this topic of what happens at old age, a man who doesn't show his wife love, respect, and being her companion when they are both in their active age, that man definitely is going to suffer at old age. The children we are bringing here in America, these are children who has American mentality. Even as early as age 18, 20, they will be telling you as their parent that, Dad, you know what, when you old, I will look for a very good nursing home and they will take good care of you. I'm a nurse. I work in nursing home and I've seen what's happening over there. My sister, I don't want to end up in nursing home.
Where do you want to end up?
No, I've been begging my wife, say, baby, please. Once, Auntie B, you are laughing again.
Ben, I beg, don't make me laugh. He says, baby, please. What are you begging her for? Not to put you in a home?
I'm begging my wife, oh, baby, please. When I get to that age that I'm no longer active,
yes.
just ship me to Nigeria, please. We have
Ah.
everything there. Let me go to Nigeria, and when God says it's time, let me pay there. I'm a nurse. I know what I'm talking about.
Why don't you want to? You are scared of home. You don't want to be in a home. Who will look
Because
after you now?
just like in this topic now, see, Auntie B, there are these men, elderly men, women in nursing home that has all these successful children all over the place, and their children, their wives barely don't come out. They don't even come and check on them.
Yes.
In my own way, I think when they come around once in a while, they probably just want to come and gauge how long the papa has left to live before they can dive into whatever he has left.
I know what you're saying, Ben, because my job is to actually put people in nursing home. Okay. I'm a social worker, so I put people in nursing home. I do it every day. But no, talking seriously, I think it's the culture of the West. Because even the Oyibo people that you put there, they will tell you that, their children have their lives, they are busy, they do this, they do that. They don't take it like us. They accept it. In fact, even today, I had one who, she was even the one that arranged it with the support of the children to go into a home. So it's their own life. That is just the way their life is. So it's different from us. We that, where we come from, when you grow old, your children look after you, your extended family and all that. But if you look at itself, this part of the world, is there provision, just like you said now about America, so busy. Is there provision for children to be able to look after aged parents in their homes?
No, and they don't even believe in that. They just believe they give you one phone call. Look, Sister B, my second hustle is videography and photography. I'm into media and I do that big time here. I do a lot of event coverages. I'm talking about elite coverages, and I get to see a lot of older Nigerians, men and women. When you hear them lament about the fact that they are kind of isolated, some of them have not set eyes on their children for the past 4 years.
What do you think is responsible for that?
It's the American culture. I don't think it's the fault of the parent, because to the credit of Nigerian parents are doing very well. Most of our children here, they don't even have student loans. And that means the parent actually took care of them. But
what about the ones in Nigeria? Because these people that use the example now, they are all based in Nigeria. What about the ones in Nigeria?
the Nigerian situation is quite different. And we all came from Nigeria. We grew up in Nigeria, so we know as it is. Just like the previous scholars have said, I think, in my own opinion, our fathers back home need reorientation. We have to educate them. We have to let them know that the society is changing. Our priorities are changing. They have to do more to bond with their wife, especially now.
Yes. So somebody said that Chidima, why are you so this one he hold you before body? Chidima say you are tired for Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben say let's advise young men in their 40s and 50s.
Auntie B is the fact. Look.
He said, no, it's because you called people in their 40s and 50s young men. I think that's what's making her laugh. People in their 40s and 50s are middle age. Which one is young men?
Sister
not
B,
young.
Sister B, have you visited America recently? Here in America, people in their 40s and 50s are looking younger.
It doesn't mean that they are young people. They are not young. They might look young. Anyway, let's not get.
No,
let's
because
not
here in
dwell on
America,
that.
if you call somebody who is 60 years old, an old man or woman, they go fight you. So we know they try them.
You know the funny thing, Ben, saying that Oyibo people or the culture of the West is to put people in nursing homes, though, there are still people in this part of the world that their children care for. So some people are disagreeing with you that the reason why maybe somebody is not seeing their children for 5 years is because they didn't do well. That's what Real Life with Natsu is saying.
No, I disagree. Honestly, I disagree with that. I know many Nigerian children here who are doctors, pharmacists. They are doing great and they don't owe no student loan.
Yeah, you keep talking about money. That is the problem.
Sister B, I don't want to offend the Obodo family because I know women are sensitive to topics like this. But we as men, we still have to speak out for ourselves. I'm a man myself. I'm raising 3 kids. And I know what it takes to cater for children in this America. Just like I said earlier, by the time you are going around this hardworking, trying to make the money, try to provide for the family, everything, if care is not taken, you can't even spend time with your children.
Yes, we need to balance it. We have to.
If Uncle Bill is here, he can testify.
He's right here. Even though Uncle Bill is right here.
Okay, good. He can testify. If you don't create the time, I mean, to be intentional about setting couple of a day, maybe 1 or 2 days in a week to bond with your children and your wife, you will walk throughout your entire life. And by the time you look back, these children have grown up without you. Your wife have got you using to the fact that she just have to cater for herself. The only time she see you is if you guys want to do kerewa. That's the reality on ground, and that is why I'm saying
are right. You are completely right. I agree with you.
Has to be orientated.
I do agree with you on that. That I agree with you on that because I said when I just came to this part of the world, especially that's you people's America. I say it's not made. It's like the country is not created for families to have families. It's really hard.
America,
everywhere in the West is hard.
An individual country. Yeah. And that is where we Africans, Nigerians, when we come over here, that is why a lot of marriages are having issue. America is an individualized society. It's everything is all about me. So when our men and women come over here and they integrate themselves into the American system and they started doing, it's about me. Before you know it, they already have issues. So they don't, even right now, you don't even need to get to old age before your wife will kick you to the curb, self. It's reality, my sister.
Okay, so that kicking to the curb, if there's no smoke without fire, okay? Something happens. Nobody just wakes up one day and kick. All right.
Yes,
but let's dwell on on what we're talking about, right? Which is what you were saying that I'm taking from what you are saying. I can see this this topic is something that is very, very personal for you. I don't know why. But let me tell you something. Paying school fees for children, which you rightly said, and working hard to pay bills doesn't mean that you're a good parent.
Thank you.
It's just like saying, oh, I married my wife, I feed her, I pay rent. and she has food to eat in the house. I'm always paying all the bills. Doesn't make you a good husband.
Thank
Okay?
you.
We need to understand that parenting and being a good spouse is much deeper than that. It involves a lot. And the part that women usually connect with more is emotional availability.
Exactly.
If you didn't know that today, guys, if you didn't know that, please know it and know peace today. That you can provide everything. Ah, because some people, when they are divorced, people will be asking, say, but she didn't lack anything now. This man was working. He was doing this. He was doing this. She was driving a Range Rover. She was doing this. No, you were never available emotionally. She's lonely and isolated. All through the marriage, you were never there. Even when you are there, you are not there. I don't mean physically there. You can be there physically, but you are not there.
Yes, Auntie B, you are so right.
Okay.
I may be passionate about this topic. It's not because I always give God the glory that I happen to marry my best friend. And like I told you yesterday on your show, we've been together forever. And I thank God that even when we both came over here in America, we are still continuing our love, friendship, and everything. But why it's passionate for me is that, like I told you right now, I'm into media production. I move from Dallas to Houston to Atlanta. I travel a lot. And Nigerians are having a lot of problem in their marriage based on this topic. A lot
Okay.
of men work too hard that they don't even give their wives time. I'll give you an example before I leave so others can come in. I am a nurse. When I was hired in where I was working previously, the boss there is a Nigerian man. So on my off days, they will have me on the schedule for overtime. And I won't show up. And then heaven will break loose. They were like, Ben, why don't you come? You are on schedule. Then I'll tell them, did I came to you guys that I want to work overtime? So after a while, the man called me and said, Ben, what is wrong with you? We are even giving you overtime. You should appreciate it. Why are you not working? I said, bros, I work all these days and have just one day off. And you want me to come and work on this very day off? Look, Sister B, it's not easy. My wife and I, we work alternate shift. She work morning shift, I work evening shift. So sometimes when I'm off, that's when I get to see my wife. We play together, we have movie night and everything, play with my children. So I told them I can do that. On my off day is my off day. But to cut the story short, we have a lot of men here that work 16, 16, 16. In fact, when you see them, you go fear. You feel me now? So sometimes for those who are closer to me, because I'm on social media, every time I post to my wife, I post whatever we are doing. And they'll be like, Ben, how did you do it? I tell them, look, I don't come America, come work, die. I don't see this economy. You go work, they go take the money back. So make I enjoy my life first. Now,
well done. Good man.
Well, that's the thing, Auntie B. It's passionate because I see a lot of women here in Nigeria, in America, they are suffering. Women are working hard and still their husband don't appreciate them. I see a lot of men that do a whole lot of things and they feel like, oh, my wife don't appreciate what I'm doing. But the truth of the matter is, the society is taking the bonding, the affection, the love, everything they were supposed to share together. The society is taking it away from them. And if you come over here now, you even see our own African, our own Nigerian people, age 65, some approaching 70. They carry themselves, they drag, go work overtime. And
so are we gonna man of Prestige, please jump in if you are available now. Are we gonna blame the system for why these issues are happening in marriage in America?
No, I think we should blame ourselves.
Ma.
Hello, welcome.
How are you, ma? How you doing, ma?
I'm fine, thank you. Ben feels very passionately that the reason why these things are happening even earlier on, because we are talking about retirement and old age, and he is making a case here, which I see the point he's making, that it's even happening earlier on in marriages, whereby because of the way the system is set up, people don't have time for one another. Everybody is working, and they drift apart, and marriages are collapsing, and everybody is going their own way. So are we going to blame the system? Are we going to blame the diaspora or blame America for this?
You know how I feel about the word blame, right? The more you start using blame, you're pointing fingers, and the rest of the other fingers are pointing at you always. You know, so that's the part I would be first of all careful about. You know, I'm hearing Brother Ben, right? But I'm not hearing exactly which side is on. And I'm not talking about the genders. I'm talking about which side of, is he open to some kind of solution for this, or like
Yeah,
I'm hearing
yeah, he
multiple
said,
things from him.
yeah, he said that our men need a lot of reorientation and education to know about, what's important, family quality time, spending time together. He did give an
He said
example with
that,
himself.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
he said that, he's not working every day because family time is important to him.
Right, right. So I think all sense of entitlement. First of all, we have to lose that. Either we're talking from the parents to the children,
Children.
or vice versa, right? All sense of entitlement. Instead, we need to replace entitlement with gratitude. I think that will fix a lot of issue. Unfortunately, this is real. This is the real world. This is life. The Baba Adeboye that we gave us example earlier lost one of his child at 40 or so.
Yeah.
Real life happens to people. So that could have been the only child they had. But we thank God that he also is a father of nations, literally. Because of the type of person he is, or him choosing to use his life to add value to other people's lives. We're talking about in the millions. So he will be fine regardless. But most people are not going to be Baba Adeboye. Sometimes all you have is just you and the little family you create. And the question is, can you look at yourself and say, you know what, I'm confident that people will get in my corner and take care of me in a situation where I'm incapacitated, right? In a situation, can you look at that? That's really the topic, in terms of what society, no matter what society you go to, in your life,
There are issues. There are issues. Let me say it like you, Ola. There are
yeah,
always
yeah,
issues. You think,
it's
Ben, there are
everywhere.
issues in America. There are issues in Nigeria as well.
It's the
Issues.
same thing.
You
It's
people
the
have too
same
much
thing.
work in America. Men don't have jobs in Nigeria. In Yanko, is that not
Yeah.
a big issue?
Yes. So, and that goes for both sides, right? Either you're a man or you're a woman, this goes for you. But, I think the beginning of the conversation was to also highlight that it is not exactly natural for men to be nurturing and to be emotionally available. So, like, I'll give you two examples right now. When it comes to being emotionally available, it's something that men have to, either your Oyinbo Abidudu, men have to generally be intentional about that. It's not natural for a typical man to be emotionally available because of other bukatas, because of the fact that you are expected to provide and protect and be out there all day. So the idea of you coming back home and then be emotionally available to have conversations with children, have conversations with your wife, is something that you just have to, it's when you are aware that we have to be intentional, it helps a lot. Just the awareness. And
So
then you
I
will.
did a show
Mhm.
Ola, the other day, and we're talking about how wives need romance. Hey,
Right.
that show. People have been begging me to do a part 2 of it.
Do another one.
The number of women that reached out to me telling me how, in fact, they feel so disconnected, they are very isolated. And, PK said that there is nothing as bad as being lonely in marriage. Being lonely is bad, but being lonely in marriage is even worse.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so many people are lonely in marriage. It's mostly women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereby, just like Ben said, people have their very, very busy lifestyle. Everybody goes, you come back, and you are not being intentional about spending that time together. And people drift apart. They've drifted
Right.
apart. A
So
lot of people
so.
are just living. They live in this. They are house. How do they call it? Roommates.
Mhm. The men in general, we tend to be oblivious to that. So and oftentimes when we try to talk about it, there's often pushback too, because naturally we remember the sacrifice that we give too, right? I'm talking about normal men now. I'm not talking about Mongo Parks, right? Even normal men struggle with accountability in this respect, right? You know what? I can do better. You know what? All that's needed oftentimes is just the acknowledgement of this thing we're talking about. Just acknowledge that, you know what, you're right. I could take the boys out tomorrow. You know what? You're right. I haven't spent time with the boys or my children or my wife. You know what? Just the acknowledgement of it goes a long way. But that simple acknowledgement that can take 1 minute, oftentimes we turn to a 1 hour argument.
No, you will not. Most of you will not, because it's like, but I'm here. No, you are not here. You're on your phone. You are watching TV. You are not here. For a
Exactly.
woman, attention is key. Attention. I don't know how many times I have to say it. It's not, people keep yelling all over social media about women need attention. We need it, like we need air that will breathe. The only reason why a woman will not be interested to have your attention is if she doesn't care about. In fact, she don't she don't divorce you in her
Yeah.
spirit, so she can't
So,
stand you
so,
anymore.
so Brother Ben is bringing up another conversation, which I think is important to
Completely.
have another day.
Completely.
Right. But the conversation today, since we're talking about, because I see it was sweeting you as you were hearing Baba Adeboye and when Auntie Joker was talking about her husband, right? It was sweeting you, and I think that's the point of contention today in this conversation. And I think this also shows up even in conversations between husband and wife, knowing how to focus on one thing at a time. You know, Obiri, they
You
will
know
change
what
this.
I'm gonna do? I'm gonna invite Ben. Ben, do you have my number? Let me take my number. I'm gonna invite you to come back and let's have a conversation. I'm gonna have this conversation. It's gonna be a panel with men and women. If Ola is gonna be there, Brother Bio will be there. Let's have a conversation about this abroad marriage. Because if you remember, Ola is part of the issues that was raised in that in those shows that we did when they were talking about abroad people, how abroad is this, that, 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 that. One of the issues was family life as well, which is marriage. So I think we need to have that. We've had many conversations in the past about abroad marriage and why, people say, I'm very, very happy in Nigeria. Once I come to the diaspora, she kicked me out. She left me.
Yeah, that conversation is going to be a whole panel, and we
Yeah,
need time
we
for
should
it.
have, we should have, we should have.
And then the table will be presented for that. What's this side? What's this side? Because the truth is that there's concerns on all sides, right?
Yeah.
And men are humans, So
Yes.
so I understand that, and I see that's where it's coming from. But part of our issues on both sides is that when I'm speaking my point of contention, let's focus on that. Let's solve for that first, right?
My brother, can
Instead
I
of
say something?
yeah.
Okay, I understand the topic of the day. I'm just this type of person that I believe in solutions than discussing the problem. So the reason I emphasize the fact that we have to educate men in their 40s and 50s is because both Baba Adeboye and the legend himself, Olu Jacob, these are men who took care of their wife in their in
In
fact,
their
since they were
prime. In their
married.
prime. Yeah.
So whatever they are enjoying today is as a
And
result of
offshoot.
how they took care of their wife, have time for their wife, and making sure their wife is their first priority. So that's just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Going back to Nigeria, if you see what a lot of young men are doing it is this same Nigeria now. You have a lot of single moms. Who created those single men? These are the men who their orientation is messed up. Now, by the time these men grew up and they are now married, they still go around with the same mentality. And when they're going to end up, they will be like the last video Auntie B shared, begging, please help me beg my children, or let them take care of me. So I get it. I just believe that when we discuss these problems, let us all look at what we can do to make it better. Our young men
We are
now,
solution focused though, Ben. We are solution focused people, but you need to talk about the problem because acceptance is one thing. Okay? Accountability is another. If somebody doesn't agree that they have a problem, you cannot look for solution for that problem.
Agreed.
You
Agreed.
must agree. You must accept. Okay,
No,
there's a
you must,
problem.
you
There's an
must, you
issue.
must, you must agree that when, like, for example, let me use the other side for a second, so I can drive the point home, right?
Right.
If your man is coming to you as a woman that this is what's my concern, right? If you have adequate emotional intelligence, you focus on that. You acknowledge that that's not necessarily your fault, but it's a valid concern,
Right.
right? You focus on that. So now let's flip it back to what today's topic is. When you're talking about, I don't know the data, but when we're talking about men, a lot of men in society they abandon their children only to suffer in their old age. This sounds like concerns from women. We need to focus on that, acknowledge that concern, acknowledge that they're not necessarily talking about you as a person, but there's one too many men that will fall in that category, and then we'll talk about how to solve for that. And part of it is this conversation, which is,
Agreed.
hey, there are a lot of men, they are completely disconnected emotionally from their children. So now when they're sitting right there on the couch, they're watching football, but now they are now 55, 60. They are no longer just focused on football. They are paying attention to the fact that their firstborn just called mommy. Mommy is in the kitchen. And he didn't even say, let me say hello to daddy. He just said, my daddy saw later, right? Because there's that emotional disconnect there. And he felt it, and he's feeling some type of way about that, right? But he's also still trying to do macho man at the same time, right? That's what we need to be talking about. That, and that loneliness might increase the more he gets older, right?
Yes.
How do you solve for that? As soon as you catch it, be aware. Just first of all, be aware that this is a real thing. And then just a little bit extra step, you're beating everybody else. Just by extra step, like, okay, how are you doing? How are you doing? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
When your kids, especially in their teenage years, it's already getting too late by that time. But if they know that you are sitting down there, so let's have a conversation. It's not you lecturing them. The only conversation you have with them is lecturing them. You're never asking open-ended questions to see what they think about how they think and stuff like that. You just lecture them whenever mommy calls you to scold them. That's all they remember about you. These are some of the issues we should be talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I absolutely agree, Auntie B.
Yeah. Let Brother Bio. Oh, is he there? I think Brother Bio is gone. Okay, no problem. Thank you very much to you, Brother Ben. Yeah,
Thank
I will
you.
absolutely invite you to come back because I think this is something that is important to you. Bio, do you still want to contribute?
Shout out to Brother Ben for the pushback. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I think he's a family man, and according to the way he's doing his own marriage, I think he's doing the right thing because his wife is obviously happy. If a woman is still happy with you after 20 years, you are doing something right. Because, like Bio was saying in the comment section, Bio, the link is in the comment section if you still want to come in, but I know you're at work. If you can't come in, that's fine. We'll pick it up some other time. Most people, Bio was saying something in the comment section that it's not about the length of the marriage. If you say I've been married for 25 years, how many of those years were you happy? Because our people, just like Blessing was saying that, because her parents have been married for so long, so they automatically in their Catholic church, he now qualifies to cancel.
Right.
He qualifies to cancel people who are about to get married. Wow.
Yeah.
Rabbi, you're welcome.
Auntie B, I greet you
But Abi,
specially.
you don't also like me, Abi. You did also back and forth, going back and forth.
Ola,
Abi.
did you do a live stream outside yesterday? I thought my eyes were deceiving me.
No, it wasn't live stream. It was a video.
No.
I dropped the video.
No, I joined it. Okay, was it premiering?
It was a premiere. It was a premiere.
Ah, okay. Because I was like, what?
I've been thinking about that, but no, I
But
decided
you
not to.
recorded it outside. It was noisy in the background.
Yeah, just the beginning of the video. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Rabbi, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Brother Bio.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry, I was going back and forth because today I came into the office. So, when I'm in the office, sometimes I don't like to stay too long,
Yeah.
So something might come up. So with that being said, I wanted to address something, and I don't want to bring Mr. Ben back here. He made some very valid point, but I just wanted to correct something that I was smelling. And the reason I wanted to give out this point is because you see, till tomorrow we keep making the same mistake. Generally, not by Mr. Ben, but by we Africans. What would work in Africa might not work in the abroad, if that makes sense. So, what am I trying to say? The earlier every Nigerian realize and accept the fact that you cannot put a Toyota tire in a Mercedes, the better for us. What am I trying to say? There are some things that would work in our client, in our own location, that would not work here. For instance, the very African we are talking about, we all know the truth that in that society, when people are old, children most times might not really be like the Western society where you are so engaged with work, struggling to take care of your own family, talk less of taking for a parents in addition, if that makes sense. Do you understand? So, unlike the Nigerian society, where we keep on saying it, that place, we know that for sure, Nigerian people can stay because things are not really properly defined, People can just exist somehow and they are doing well. So, with that being said, I want to advise every man, as I'm advising myself. This has nothing to do with any specific type of man. You see, if you bring a child into this world, whether through marriage or through any means, don't bring them with a mind that they are an investment for you. Okay? Just bring them with a mind that it is your decision. You took that decision to do a project. So your kids are your project that you put on yourself. The onus is not on them. The onus is on you because you brought them. Now, when you train them with that mind that, listen, I'm training you because I know you too will also train your own children. Okay? So therefore, whether you pay school fees for them, whether you did this for them, whether you did that for them, just make sure that you first have that mindset.
Yeah.
Now, every good child should never neglect their parents. Nobody will support that. But however, the fact that you raised a child does not mean the child will not have their own life. They will still have their own life and their own life challenges. And you cannot determine what their life challenges will be tomorrow. Do you understand? So, with that being said, there are definitely going to be people that will get old, that maybe even their children's situation will not allow them to come and put the father in their house. And they will have to put that father in a care home, whether you like it or not.
In Nigeria now, Bill. They start having care homes in Nigeria. When we were growing up, there was nothing like that.
Right.
Brother Ernest said something the other day. He said the world is an ecosystem now.
Right.
And when people keep talking about Nigeria, you think it's the Nigeria that you left behind in the 1980s that you're talking about.
Right.
It's an ecosystem now. So what happens here happens there. They have care homes around Lagos and in the south there, where people can put, because everybody is working the same way we are working here. That's how people are hustling over there.
The reason why I'm saying this is Nigerian parents, especially we the men, we feel so entitled. I've never seen this kind of entitlement in my life. Do you know that as I'm speaking to you, Auntie Bean, right now, right now, I'm not telling you of a story that I don't know the person. I know of a girl that is almost 40 because she want to marry her father in that Dallas, had to move back to Nigeria. That if he married this man, he will die. The man did not do him anything, just out of selfishness, because the parents have lived with this girl in this single girl's house for years. So the father is almost like the husband of this girl right now. So what am I trying to tell you? Did the girl do wrong by trying to help the father? No, she did not. But the father still feel entitled. You don't want her to move ahead. The reason I'm telling you this, there are many out there too like that. So what am I trying to say here? See, I always tell people something. Apart from kids, if I give you $50 like I dash you, I don't expect a return from you. That's the kind of person I am.
Yeah,
If I
I think it
cannot
was
give,
the culture. It was the culture
yes,
back in the day
if
that you look after your children, they will look after you.
you know, now what am I trying to say here? Auntie B, this one not even look after matter with the talk. I'm telling
Like you
you
owe
of,
me.
thank you.
Okay, not look
You
after.
know,
Okay.
not even look after, because if you, I know, understand you get the grab, but when you say look after, you are correct, but we want to make it clearer. Do you understand? Because, for instance, if a child is still paying for their parents in a care home or going to see them, they are still looking after the parent now, true of us. But I'm telling you of a man who came to the house a girl bought. The girl gave him and the father and the mother one room. The guest room where the girl had, the girl started telling me how the father started putting her clothes inside that room. He has possessed the room. When I read the text from the father, I put my hand, I said, Jesus. Now, let's not go into personal matter. What we are trying to say here, Auntie B, just like you said, it is our African mentality of entitlement. Oh, Auntie B, you know when Mr. Ben was trying to explain something which he had valid point, you know, our men, we think that, oh, I provided, I did this, I did it, so you must give me back in return. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here. You know, see, a good appreciative parent, even when they train their children and their children are appreciating them in old age, they will still be telling them, oh, thank you, sweetheart, thank you. They see it as a good child bringing a return, if that makes sense. However, some of the parents don't even see it. They see it like entitlement. This
Yes, I
thing I'm
understand
telling
what you're
you
saying.
is
So,
rampant in this America and TV.
so Brabio, I feel like the topic has completely shifted now.
Yes, it
Now you
has.
are talking about African parents and their entitled mentality towards children, using children as retirement and all that. And I think it was Ben that started moving the topic. He was talking about, younger people and how marriages in America and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, but the initial topic was about
Yeah.
treating
So,
how
yes.
your old age is going to be like
Yes.
if you don't
So
treat
as
your
your
partner
old age
well.
will be, if you don't treat your partner well, that is why I'm
Yes.
still saying my in relation to that, please. If you are in America and you see old people, whether from Nigerians, they come care home, doesn't mean they don't have children. Maybe that is the best place for the person to stay at that time.
When you are
They
old,
didn't.
Bill, would you like to be put in a care home? Let me ask you, because Ben say he's been begging his wife not to put him in a care home to take him to Nigeria.
Auntie B, can I say something? Let me tell you something. I'm not here to every man to his own opinion. Do you
Yeah, I'm just
understand me?
asking. Yes, generally.
For me, generally, when I'm old, instead of me to live inside one lonely house, if you can carry me to a care home where 3 of us, Ejawan, can enter bus and be going out every day.
As long as you're being taken care of.
All the
Thank you.
Ejonwan will be together.
Together. If
So
my children
you don't have apprehension about care home.
what is it beautiful? I don't know millionaires leaving their property and going to somewhere so that I
This
can
is
get
the real
people to
thing,
talk to.
Some people have real anxiety about that thing,
They do,
and
but
it's
that's
mostly
what
men.
that's what BO is talking about. However,
You know,
I would address it a little slightly
you know,
differently, right?
Auntie B, yeah, is this, is still any person that talk like that, sorry to say, there are things that our African mentality sees like an abomination. But when you think of it critically, they have a reason for it. In London, there where you are right now, one of my uncle grew old. He has a property worth millions. Oh, hold on, I'm coming up. I will open my office. I'm on the call. Yeah.
You.
Let me finish this. I have somebody in that London who I have somebody in that London who had a property in one of the major areas of that London. But yet, guess what happened to him? That man had been there for over 50 years before he died last year. Yeah. The man has no kids, but you know what? He retired back to what do you call it? He retired back to he retired. Let me answer somebody. Auntie B, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bill, face your work.
Bill, keep your eyes on the bag, bro.
You tell us the story. I'll remind you. You tell us the story later.
Yeah, I would address it slightly differently, right?
Okay.
It's so that you don't overreact. Some of you are listening to this and you're going through this. The last thing you want to do is overreact to your parents because they are coming off as entitled.
Right.
We are coming from a different system entirely.
Right.
The retirement system was you take care of your kids. I don't know how to say that in English. It's still part of our prayer today. Like that means your children will take care of you in your olden age.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to keep that at the back of your mind when you are addressing this. If all that's overwhelming your mind is entitlement, you will just overreact. You need to come from a place of understanding. Okay, because every little thing they do might come off as that. For me personally, I think, I don't have any problem with it. Just to leave that topic alone,
You don't have any problem with care home?
No,
it's looking after your parents.
It's like when the school of thought I'm in right now is that my kids are just a blessing that, like, God gave me custody to take care of human beings and procreate, right? As far as they owe me something, I don't see it that way, because I'm the first to tell them that I don't owe them anything either. That everything is a blessing.
Ben said, I would rather spend my retirement in Nigeria among old friends, playing draft and reading newspapers, than staying in a nursing home where CNAs will treat you like a piece of rag. Hell no.
I think it's fantasizing about old age in Nigeria too.
I mean, I often talk about old age in Nigeria as well, but for me, it's not even about that. It's the weather.
The weather.
It's the winters.
But you also need to make certain resources available for yourself. Hopefully you have, if you're in Nigeria, if Nigeria is the way it is today right now, and you go back there as an old age, usually you run back.
Yes, it's not easy as well. I mean, there are a lot of things to consider with this old age thing, because if you run to Nigeria, I mean, with a lot of people, when you are older, your health, you're more at risk of having health issues. That's something to consider again in Nigeria. So if you have an emergency, what are you going to do? So, yeah, I don't know.
So that's
I often say that some people say they will do it 50-50. I'm leaning that way. Go to Nigeria at winters,
50-50.
and come back. 50-50 is good. Yeah.
Yeah, 50-50. So
when you are here, you take all the medical care, take all your medication, do all your shopping, cargo it. And then winters, I've said it many times, I'm not going to be here at that age in winter.
Right.
I'll go over there.
If there's anything that happened, they can easily put you on a flight. You're here.
Yes. And winters is maybe about 3 months. You are there enjoying your life. When the winter is when it's easy and I'm back, by then maybe my supply is finished. A group of us friends, that is our plan anyway.
I get Brother Ben, but I have parents here now. They're 70 and 69. Okay. As of 5 years ago, they were also fantasizing. As of right now, they are good. They are okay. Because
are your parents in the States?
Yeah, they are here with us. Yeah.
Really?
So, yes, ma. So I'll bring them on the show one of these days.
No,
my parents have been here.
Your parents are here, there. Oh, yeah. Really? Oh,
yeah, they've been
so
here.
They're not thinking of retiring and going back.
As of about 3 to 5 years ago, they were fantasizing just like Brother Ben. But when you start getting to that age and you start looking at healthcare and you just settle for, you know what, I would like the option of being able to go anytime, anywhere I want, at any.
Yes.
That option is what you are fighting for, not that you are going to retire in a mansion in Nigeria.
Ben is so scared of care home. He said, "Hell no, I'm not going to." But let's not generalize. Not everybody that grows up that go into a care home. Some people grow old, they live in their home till they grow old and they buy. It's not
even
everybody.
Us, even Auntie B, we have the same feeling that Brother Ben has, right? We don't want to just abandon because if you were raised in Nigeria, the last you want to do is abandon your parents but you also want the options where they are taken care of if you have to work, right? So again, I think he's looking at it from the lens of some people that are being abused in the homes, like old age, and they're being abused in the home because they just told them to decide or told them
they are not taking care of them properly. Yeah, I think Big said something like that the CNAs don't take care of them, they treat them anyhow. It's not like they treat them anyhow, and they are with strangers, they are not with family. That's a big part of it.
Yes.
Although you form friendship if you live there long enough, but it's still not the same thing as living
It's
with your
not
family.
you just don't want to abandon them. But if the ideal thing we're all looking for is a balance where they are well taken care of, but they also continue to have the relationship with their children. You know what I'm saying? But you need systems to take care of them. That's what the home, what do you call them? Care homes are for. You need systems to take care of them because the children are not going to sit down with you in your old age and be talking about stuff from 50, 60 years ago. It's not realistic. It's just not realistic,
Anyway, this topic is long and wide, and there is no right or wrong answer to it. The only part of it that is important that we educate people on is look after your partners, look after your spouse so that they can look after you. That one, whether you live in Nigeria, you live in the diaspora, is the same law. It applies everywhere.
Right.
So we need to emphasize that. We need to emphasize that. But in terms of retirement or where people want to retire to, I think it's personal for people what you are looking for. So it's not. There's no right way or
and we have
wrong
the
way
freedom
about
to
it.
fantasize too now.
Yeah, you can fantasize. You can fantasize. Some people will go and come back. Some people are old. I'm leaning. I mean, I often talk about my own returning to Nigeria. I never hide it here because of the weather, because of the open society, and and lots of social activities. I'm a social being. I like going out. Yeah, you can't have a lot of that over here, but may God help
But
us.
to me, I think the core lesson in this is that everything will haunt you. Everything you've done with the earlier part of your life will eventually haunt you. Do your best. Do your best and so properly so that you can reap properly. Don't expect that, and with that being said, I guess nothing is also guaranteed, but I think these are good examples that we can emulate and say, you know what, they happen to be lucky enough to be enjoying the fruit of their labor. The fruit of our labor is a real part of life, and oftentimes people forget that.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you so much, Ola.
no worries.
I appreciate you, and we'll talk soon.
Talk soon. Yeah. Bye.
All right. Cheers. My love to Lola, your beautiful wife. Thank you, everybody. Have you enjoyed the conversation? I think the conversation went quite well. It was very engaging from, having these discussions about diasporans, retirement, old age, how we treat one another, all good stuff. All good stuff. Very, very important. We're going to talk about Ben. If you are listening, contact me. We're going to arrange a time to talk about what you raised about diaspora marriages and what you yourself are teaching the people around you. I think you have a lot of, wisdom around that. So yeah, share some of that with us. Welcome, everybody that's just joined us. Please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, subscribe if you are enjoying the sort of conversations we're having on this platform. You think we need to have these conversations? We are here to learn, unlearn, and grow. Yeah? Very, very important. Muchi said, I'm a Zimbabwean. No way I'm going into a care home in the West. There's a real bias against Black people in health institution. This is a real thing in the US, and I would guess UK. Okay. All right, right. I think if I'm from Zimbabwe, to be honest, or if I'm from any other of those countries, without the high security issues that we have in Nigeria, I would not even contemplate it. I'll probably even go before I'm old. But the reason why a lot of people are so hesitant to go is because of the security issues that we have in Nigeria. But some people are willing to risk it. People like Ben are like begging their wives already, please don't put me in a home. Don't put me in a home. Put me in a wheelchair and take me to Nigeria. I want to go and play drafts. What if she says she doesn't want to go? What are you going to do, Ben, if she wants to stay with her grandchildren? That's another thing you're not thinking of. Oh. Some women don't want to go. Sometimes it's the women that want to go. Women tend to stay where their children and grandchildren are. By the time you get to that age when you're retiring, you have lots of grandchildren. And we women, we are like magnets to our grandchildren. So if she doesn't go, will you go with her? So Ben said, thank you, Mr. Ola. Treat your wife right at your young age so that you will be well at your old age. She will be there with you at your old age. I think on that note, we can end the show with that quote from Ola. Very, very nice quote. Treat your wife right at your young age so that she will be there for you at your old age. Thank you very much. Give this day a thumbs up. Ben, please contact me on WhatsApp only, please, or email, and then let's fix the time to talk about these things that you're teaching, and we can have a broader conversation around it, regarding these diaspora marriages and some of the issues. Yeah, they are real issues. Yeah, that's all right, Brother Bill. We understand. We'll get the gist the next time. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Wisdom Speaks said, Obodoyibo, it's great that you table real life scenarios, different and diverse topics. Kudos to you. Thank you very much, Wisdom Speaks. And have a wonderful evening, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm not sure when I'm going to see you, but I'm sure I will see you guys soon. I'm going to take some rest tomorrow and then Saturday and maybe Sunday. There's something I want to talk about. Did you see that young girl? I think Ola covered it. It was a young girl, very, very young girl that they say the boyfriend kpa her for rituals. Did you see the number of ritual kpaing now going on in Nigeria? I want to talk about it. If you are interested in that topic and the way these small girls in Nigeria are looking for money. There's a video I posted on my Instagram. Let me quickly share it before I go. So somebody said these young millennials and the Gen Z, they are looking for money, and the Yahoo boys are looking to use them to do rituals. I don't know whether there's money to be made in rituals. We've had that debate here, and I don't know whether there's wrong or right answer to that. But whether you believe that there's money from doing rituals or not, people keep doing it. People keep doing it, my people. And it's on the rise now. Should we talk about it, my people? Let me know in the comment section if you want us to talk about it. It's on the rise every day. It is too much. Otikboju. Look at what this young girl said. This girl is, she can't be more than 16, 17-year-old. Just look at what she's saying here, my people. Later, you'll be complaining. They are looking for Yahoo boys. Yahoo boys are looking for them to use, to chop off and use for rituals.
From now on, if not Range Rover, if not Ferrari, classic cars, classic guys, if you see me on the street, pass your pass and day your day. And the real facts.
Can you hear that?
From now on, if not Range Rover, if not Ferrari, classic cars, classic guys, if you see me on the street, pass your pass and day your day.
This child cannot be more than 16. Maybe 15, 16, if I can guess her age. She's looking for somebody that has Ferrari. She can't even pronounce the car properly. She said if you don't have classic car, you don't have Ferrari, you don't have Range Rover. So I really want to talk about this because I don't know what is going on in Nigeria, where all these small girls are looking for men with Ferrari. What are you doing with Ferrari at 16? I mean, can't we just... What are we doing? Is it parenting that is gone, or is this social media influencers that is making them people like that come on social media to talk about sugar daddy that is making young children like this looking for Ferrari? She cannot even pronounce the car properly. She said, if you don't have classic car, I know it's funny, but it's not funny. Oh, I'm telling you guys, this is real. Because the young girl that I said Ola covered the show that because they are young people, they are both young people. She says she's an influencer. That we find out that the boyfriend just buy her now for rituals. She's in her early 20s or mid 20s because she was looking for Ferrari and Range Rover. I really want to talk about this breakdown of morals where children of nowadays are looking for money so desperately. And we are not teaching our daughters to know that they can buy the Ferrari by themselves, work hard and earn their own income, go to school and buy Range Rover yourself. Instead, they are looking for men. Look at this child saying, if you don't have Ferrari, if you don't have a Range Rover, she's looking for a man that has Range Rover. And you wonder why Yahoo boys is on the increase every day. PJ lifestyle, man of prestige. I really want to talk about it. I think that's what I'm going to talk about on Sunday. Yeah, I need to talk about it because the thing is troubling my spirit. It's really disturbing me. I keep seeing every day on social media. If you go on the blogs, you will see they buy this one disappear. Another one happened again in Anambra State, where they said that a young girl was picking money in a nightclub and they found her body in a pool. They are just buying young girls everywhere because they are looking for money. What is this obsession with money? What is it? Yeah, so on Sunday we're going to cover it. Parenting and dating, yeah. Blessings, Auntie B. Go Anambra. Children in secondary school at 17 years are doing rituals. Yes. We really need to talk about it. What is happening? What is happening? Okay. Join me on Sunday evening, guys. Let's discuss this. I'm going to take tomorrow and Friday and Saturday to have some rest and spend some time with family. We are learning that family. Although my kids are grown, they don't even have my time. So, yeah. But yeah, family time is still very, very important. Boys don't usually have time for you. They are doing their own thing. Thank you very much. Let's talk about Felario. What is happening? Oh, is it parenting? Is it a parenting? Is it a lax in parenting? Is it social media? Is it influencers? Why this crazy obsession? When I was that age, we're doing puppy love. That's what we're doing then. Puppy love. The boy will write you letter. If you see Coke and Fanta, you drink and you'll be writing each other love letter. That's the kind of crush letter that will be writing one another in secondary school. Look at these children. The boys are busy doing money rituals. They are doing Yahoo boys. And the young girls are looking for people with Ferrari and Range Rover. It's a big problem. It's a big social problem. Okay. We'll discuss it on Sunday evening. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you guys a lot. Big Bay, how are you, love? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Brad Patrick, Ewambi. Good evening, sir. How are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, thank you. Last Sunday. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for the love. If you've enjoyed this conversation, please give us a thumbs up and I will see you on Sunday nights. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.